Hi, welcome to Current Affairs for UPSC Week 40 Part 1. In the last video, we had stopped abruptly while discussing I2U2. Today, what I'm going to do is, I will start with I2U2. We will discuss things in detail, we'll cover some related topics as well, and then we will also move on to new topics in this video. I2U2 is a grouping of India and Israel, that is the I2, and then UAE and USA, that is U2. It is interesting to note that both India as well as USA are members of this grouping, which has only 4 members as of now. So this reminds you of another grouping of 4 members in which both India and USA are also members, that is the Quad. Quad, which is made up of India, USA, Japan and Australia. Mind you, the Quad is formed with the intention of being a defense and security organization. We will go on to find that the intentions of I2U2 are entirely different. I2U2 was established in October 2021 and it intends to cooperate on joint investments and new initiatives in water, energy, transportation, space, health and food security. So what does it indicate? It indicates that the focus would be on joining hands and undertaking developmental projects and ensuring the economic growth. See, so the main cooperation focuses on what? Focuses on economic growth and trade synergies, unlike the Quad, which is based on defense and security. This grouping I2U2 was initially thought of by Mohammad Soliman, who is a foreign policy thinker. He brought out the strategic concept of Indo-Abrahamic alliance. What did he think? He thought that such an alliance would initially constitute India, UAE, Israel and USA, and then it would go on to include Egypt as well as Saudi Arabia to create a favorable balance of power that maintains peace and security in West Asia. So the ultimate goal of this is to maintain peace and security in West Asia, and he has been advocating for the inclusion of Egypt, Saudi Arabia, France as well as Greece. See, so I'm sure that many of you have heard of Quad Plus, that is a set of 3 countries which are members of Quad in addition to the original Quad. Now, similarly, if we were to have an I2U2 plus, then it will include your Egypt and Saudi Arabia for sure. You need to keep this in mind. See, now pay attention please, because this is really very interesting as well as very important. You can see that you have your India here and your Israel here, I2, USA, the main part here, the Alaska part here, and your UAE here. Right. Now, if you check this out, you would find that around this area, this has always been a site of a lot of conflict between Arabs and Israelis. So any sort of normal relationship has not been possible for quite a long time, because there is constant conflict and animosity. So it is amazing that these 2 countries, UAE as well as Israel, have come together and they have shared interest in an international grouping with only 4 members. Now, this is what we are going to pay a close attention to. See, the inclusion of UAE and Israel in a cooperative agreement of this kind was made possible by the Abraham Accords. Now, this is what we are going to focus on. This was brokered in August 2020, which normalized relationship between the 2 countries. See, normalize is very, very important. Now, As we mentioned before, the Arab-Israeli conflict has been ongoing for some time. So it's not possible that any normal person could have mediated such a transition to a normalized relationship. Now, this was made possible by Trump-led USA. Abraham Accords are bilateral agreements on Arab-Israeli normalization. Very, very important. Arab-Israeli normalization, which was signed between first Israel and UAE. Israel and UAE signed this bilateral agreement, bilateral meaning between two countries, bilateral agreement in August 2020, and this was mediated by Trump-led USA. Now, this is very, very important. Why? Because it marked the first instance of Israel establishing diplomatic relationship with an Arab country since 1994. So imagine, after a period of 16 years, they were establishing diplomatic relations with an Arab country. Now, soon after, within a month, Israel and Bahrain went on to sign bilateral agreements. That happened in September 2020. This is known as the follow-up agreement. See, we have some other negotiations going on for normalization of Israel's relationship with some other countries. However, these are the most important ones, and these are the ones that you need to keep in mind right now. Okay. Now, Abraham Accords. Why the name Abraham? This name, Abraham, is rooted in the common belief of Abrahamic religions. Common belief of the Abrahamic religions. Which are the major Abrahamic religions? Judaism, that is Jews, those who constitute the Jew community, Jews, Christianity, and Islam. These are the three major Abrahamic religions. You can see the symbol of Judaism here, Christianity, and then Islam. However, Abrahamic religions also include Baha'i faith, Samaritanism, Druze, and Rastafari. Now, see, if I may point out, there is a very prominent architectural symbol of Baha'i faith in India. That is the Lotus Temple in Delhi. Now, see, all these, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, can be found in this region, right? Jerusalem over here is relevant and important for all these three religions. So it's a coming together of people belonging to different faiths in their attempt to focus on development. And the role of Abraham is that of a spiritual patriarch in Abrahamic religions. So you need to keep this in mind. And most Abrahamic religions, they advocate monotheism. That is what make them very distinct. What do you mean by monotheism? Theism referring to worship or God. Monotheism meaning one God. They worship one God. This is as opposed to, you can contrast this with Hinduism, which is a polytheistic religion, meaning many gods. Now, let's move on to the next topic. Dadasaheb Phalke Lifetime Achievement Award. This award was instituted in 1969 and it is presented annually. Where is it presented? It is presented at the National Film Award ceremony, which is held by the Directorate of Film Festivals. It's an organization set up by the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Now, when we talk about any scheme or measure or event held by a ministry, a prominent ministry, it is better that we keep track of who the concerned minister is. In this case, that would be Anurag Thakur. Now, this Lifetime Achievement Award is named after the father of Indian cinema, who directed India's first full-length. It is the first full-length feature film, Raja Harishchandra, in 1913. And the first recipient was actress Devika Rani at the 17th National Film Awards. So mind you, the National Film Awards started much before the Dadasaheb Phalke Lifetime Achievement Award was instituted. Right? Okay. Now let us look at who won the award. Recently, it was announced that Wahida Rahman, Bollywood actress, was chosen for the year 2021. And this Dadasaheb Phalke Award, Lifetime Achievement Award, will be bestowed on her at the 69th National Film Awards. Now, what are her notable achievements? She got the National Award for Best Actor Female in the year 1971. We also need to keep in mind that she is also a recipient of Padma Shri as well as Padma Bhushan. However, please note that she has not been a recipient of Padma Vibhushan. She's got the Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan. Now, we need to look at some other prominent recipients of this award. First of all, the one before this, that was for the year 2020, Asha Parekh was selected. Then for 2019, it was Rajnikant, and for 2018, it was Amitabh Bachchan. Please keep these things in mind. Now, let's move on to Hangzhou Asian Games. Now, you have a couple of things that you need to keep in mind here. See, Hangzhou Asian Games, which are ongoing right now, they are known as Hangzhou 2022 or the 19th Asian Games or Asian Games 2022. Now, this is tricky. See, it's being held in 2023, but it is being titled Hangzhou 2022. Why? This is happening because it was originally meant to be held during September 2022. However, it got postponed due to COVID-19. Even though they postponed the event by a year, they still chose to retain the title of the Asian Games. Now, Hangzhou is the third Chinese city to host Asian Games after Beijing and Guangzhou. Now, pay attention to this, please. The motto of this event, the motto of Hangzhou Asian Games is Heart to Heart at Future. And it is supposedly to symbolize the connectivity that Asian Games create between the countries of Asia. Now, if at all you don't remember this part, that is fine. But you need to remember that it's Heart to Heart at Future. Now, emblem is surging tides. You need to keep this in mind too. Though they look like kind of concentric circles like this, and there's some other image and all, it doesn't look like surging tides, but whatever, this is what they've chosen to name it, so that is how we're going to refer to it. Now these look very cute, right? These are the three mascots of this event. Not one, not two, but three mascots. Kong Kong, that is this one. Kong Kong, Lian Lian, and Chen Chen. See, you need to remember that these are the three separate names, and you also need to remember their collective name, which is Memories of Jiangnan. See, they are depicted as robotic superheroes originating from archaeological ruins of different specific places in China. Now, let's pay closer attention to Asian Games, which are otherwise known as Asiad. The image that you can see over here, this is the logo of Asian Games, the red star. See, the motto of Asian Games is ever onward. In contrast, if we think about faster, stronger, higher, I think faster, higher, stronger, I believe. Basically, it's these three things. This is the motto of Olympic Games. Olympics. See, Asian Games are the second largest multi-sport event after the Olympic Games. Now pay attention. It started in 1951 and the inaugural one was held in New Delhi in India. It is interesting to note that though the game in 1951 was held in India, India has gone on to host it only one more time, and that was in 1982, and that too was in New Delhi. Now we have to keep in mind the upcoming games and their venues. See, the next event in their calendar would be the 2025 Asian Winter Games. See, you need to pay attention to this. Asian Winter Games, or the 9th Asian Winter Games. This is also referred to as Harbin 2025. This will be held at Harbin in China, and see, you can see that the ongoing Asian Games is the 19th one. 19th. Then how come that this is the 9th Asian Winter Games? That's because the Asian Games as such, they started in the year 1951, as we have shown here, right? Now the Asian Winter Games started much later, that is in 1986. So the numerical representation of the Winter Games are quite separate from that of the regular Asian Games. That is why the upcoming one in 2025 will be the 9th Asian Winter Games. Now the regular Asian Games of 2026, see, you can see that it is the 20th Asiad, after the 19th one that we are having at Hangzhou right now. It will also be referred to as Aichi Nagoya 2025, to be held at Nagoya in Japan. See, this is when you think about Aichi Nagoya, it's more like Aichi is the prefecture, it's more like a state, and Nagoya would be the state capital. Okay, and this Asiad, the 20th Asiad, will be held at Nagoya in Japan. See, since 1951 till 1981, you can see that the topper at all times used to be Japan. Japan used to be the topper consistently from 1951 to 1981. Now, ever since 1982, China has been the topper consistently. Now, this is important. We have to look at India's medal haul so far. If at all you don't clearly remember which exact event in which they won the award, what would be important is for you to know the name of the sport and the related sports person. Okay. Now, 10-meter air rifle team men, air rifle shooting, they won the gold. It was won by Divyan Singh Panwar, Rudraksh Patil and Aishwarya Pratap Singh Tomar. Now, while the men's team won the gold, the women's team won the silver. Ashi Choksi, Mehuli Ghosh and Ramita Jindal. Now you're going to see some of these names again. What we saw right now were the team events. Now we are going to individual events of shooting. The 10-meter air rifle in this competition, the bronze was won by Aishwarya Pratap Singh Tomar. He is from Madhya Pradesh. The women's 10-meter air rifle, in which bronze was again won by Ramita Jindal. Note, the 10-meter air rifle individual events, Ramita Jindal also won the bronze and Aishwarya Pratap Singh Tomar also won the bronze. Now, she was in the news also because after she won the competition, she lamented the fact that she would not be she was lamenting for her home state, Manipur. Navaram Roshibina Devi. She is from Manipur. She is an Indian wushu or kung fu player. She won silver medal in the women's 60 kg wushu Sandai event. Now, this is an iconic moment because you can see such happy smiles on them, right? This is an equestrian event. What do you mean by equestrian? It means something related to horse. Indian team won the dressage gold. See, like in athletics, we have 100-meter relay, 100-meter competition, 400 meters, 400-meter relay, and all that. Similarly, when it comes to equestrian sports, there are different events. One was eventing, in which India has won a gold, that too 41 years back in 1982. Very, very important. However, in the event called dressage, we've got only a bronze so far, and that too in 1986. This is the first time that India is getting a gold medal in dressage. Now, that is why this new piece of news is very, very important. See, you need to keep in mind the name of your riders for sure. Sudipti Hajela, Divyakriti Singh, Hriday Cheda, and Anush Agarwala. However, considering that the names of their horses are quite unique, and some of them, such as this Adrenaline Firforth, are symbolic of pharmaceutical products than anything else. See, even this one, you read them the first time, it doesn't look like they are names of horses. So if at all you don't retain them in your memory, I would suggest that you just familiarize yourself with these just a bit, so that in case their names are given and then you are asked to identify as to what they are. If given an option between race horses and pharmaceutical products, I think considering the names of some of these horses, it is highly likely that you will make an informed guess and choose the wrong answer. See, equestrian sports, they were added to Asian Games in 1982. That's also important. See, skeet, in the event of skeet, what is skeet? Skeet is when a clay pigeon or a clay disc is thrown into the air, and the shooter is expected to shoot at that specific target while it's moving, while it is still in the air. In this event, the silver medal was won by Anandjit Singh Naruka of India. Okay. Now we will stop here.